Welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is February 10th, and that means day 41 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, we're going to show you how I printed out the boot planner, so stick around. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 41 of the 3DP 365 project. If you're unfamiliar with the project, check out the description below. I put a facts section down at the bottom that'll give you all the details. But on today's episode, we printed out this very cool boot planner. And for this print, we used MatterHackers PRO PLA in the color of black on our all-new gMax 1.5 XT+. While browsing around on Thingiverse at MakerBot's collection of really cool models to print, I came across their planter selection. And these are very cool, and they're a very practical print because they're actually a planter, something you can put dirt in and grow something in. And if you print yours with PLA, make sure you line the inside because PLA will biodegrade over a few years. But either way, our print turned out pretty amazing, and I'm really anxious to show you the results. So let's head over to Thingiverse and I'll show you where to download the model. Then we'll tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for this print. Then we'll fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back here at the workbench and we'll talk about the print. Okay, so here we are at Thingiverse. Here is the boot planter by MakerBot, and I'll put the link down in the description so you can download and print this one yourself. And this is a very cool model. It's been collected quite a few times and printed a few times. And of course, we've already printed ours. So let's tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for this print. Alright, so here we are in Simplify 3D and I've dropped the model down on the print bed at 100%. And it's a very strange angle, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. It printed out just fine, so I'm not going to complain about that. So let's check out my process settings. Under layer height, we did a 0.2mm layer height with 3 top and 3 bottom solid layers and 3 perimeters. We also ran our brim by entering 0 and the skirt offset at 4 outlines. We ran 15% infill on this model with no support needed whatsoever. For temperature, this is MatterHackers PRO PLA, so my two temperatures are 203 and 206. Under cooling, we have a 3-stage cooling system set up. And then under speed, we ran this out at 50 millimeters per second. So let's hit OK, and let's hit prepare to print, and I'll show you how it slices. Okay, so there's our finished sliced model. So let's hit play, and I'll show you how it prints. And of course that MakerBot symbol at the bottom, and then it creates a little hole so you can use this as a planter. And that's exactly what we're going to do with ours too. So let's speed this up to the end. And as you can see, it's a pretty basic model, but it does have some really interesting detail. So let's fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back over at the workbench and we'll talk about the print. Alright, so that was a cool little bit of time-lapse footage, and here is the boot planter, and I'll put some close-ups in at the end like I always do. But this turned out amazing. I am so impressed with the print quality on this. This looks awesome. There are no problems. I don't really care much for the way the seam looks, but that's 3D printing. You're going to get that no matter what. But the rest of the boot looks amazing. All the little laces, the stitching is all pristine. It's all perfect. It even looks a little bit injection molded in some areas. And as my wife noted, in certain lights, it almost has a bit of a gold tone to it. But either way, this print turned out 100% awesome. And I definitely will be using this for a planter. I just have to line the inside with something like Flex Seal or some sort of rubber sealant. And again, this print turned out simply awesome. I just can't say enough about that gMax print quality. And this is definitely a candidate for gMax sizing. We could use this as a planter in our living room. Well, that about wraps it up for day 41 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you found this episode interesting and informative. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and join me again tomorrow for the very next episode of the 3DP 365 project. And again, I am super impressed with my gMax print quality. This really turned out amazing.